Hi everyone, Bianca Zamora here, the credit coach. Today we are going to be talking about credit usage and credit utilization. So if you don't already know, not only do negative items affect your credit score, but also how much you use your accounts, especially credit cards. So today we're going to talk about how to actually calculate your overall credit utilization and also your individual account usage. That way you can even yourself put together a plan of action to get your balances improved so that you can maximize your credit score. So I'm going to go ahead and I hope you can see this little slide here that I have, but basically this is a client that we are working with. As you can see, we've kind of broken down each account based on the balance and the credit limit. Okay, and so you just are going to do that for every single one of your accounts that you have, whether it's open or closed. The only closed accounts that you're not going to include in this are going to be collections and charge-offs, because clearly those should be items that you should be working on getting off your credit report versus trying to pay them off at this particular point. So once you create a spreadsheet and you are able to jot down all of your accounts, you can also include your student loans or any other loans that you might have. Like this customer has several student loans with the Department of Education, and also a Discover student loan, that's a private student loan. So once you've done that, you're then going to calculate your individual account usage. So as you can see, on the first account with Nevada State Bank, you have a balance of $500 and credit limit of $500. So all you would do in this scenario is you would divide 500 by 500, and that's going to give you a 1, which is 100%, right? So if you multiply that by 100, that's your percentage. So this account is currently being utilized at 100%. Okay, and then you just do that across all of your accounts. So on Chase, you would do 1875 divided by 2,000, and that's going to give you 0.93, or really 94% utilization. And you just continue going down all of your accounts until you go through and have all the individual usages established. Then once you've done that, you're then going to determine your overall. So to determine your overall credit usage, you're going to add up all of your balances. So you're going to add up 500, 1875, 2010, 3026. You're going to carry that all the way down, and you're going to go down to the bottom and you're going to list that in your totals. And then you're going to do the same thing for your credit limits. So under credit limit, that's going to be your max credit, and you're just going to add all those together. So 500, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 3,500, so on and so forth, and you're going to bring that down to the bottom. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your balance, the 139,266, and you're going to divide that by your credit limit. Okay, and so in this case, as you can see, this client is actually over 100% utilized across all of their accounts. And this very often happens when people have student loans. In most cases, I find that clients are not paying down their student loans. In fact, interest is accruing due to forbearance or deferment periods, and so you're going to end up having balances that are higher than the credit limits. Same thing with some credit cards. Sometimes you'll go over your credit limit, which is a big no-no, but sometimes it happens. So you might have a credit card balance that is greater than the actual credit limit. So whenever this happens, this can affect your credit just like a collection or a late payment, believe it or not. So it can definitely have a negative impact to your credit score. And that's why you want to have just an idea where you are with everything. That way you can figure out how to make it better. Okay. So once you've done that, you're basically then going to try to organize your balances by the lowest ones. Okay. Because basically at this point, we're going to need to start paying down some of these cards so that you can get your your individual ratios lowered. Ideally, now you want to be at or below a 10% credit utilization on each account. And if you can't get to 10%, at least you got to be under 30%. Anything more than 30%, you're just not going to see a huge change in your credit score, because that debt is going to affect 30% of your score and keep your scores low. So once you arrange for your balances based on the lowest balance card that you have, then you're going to go ahead and try to figure out what is your goal. Okay, so if you're 100% maxed out, maybe your initial goal should be just to get it at 50%, right? So your goal would be to get it down to a $250 balance. And then you're going to try to do that for all of your credit cards. Okay. If you notice, we haven't really talked about loans, and that's because loans don't really affect your score in the same manner as unsecured credit cards. And so for loans, you're just going to basically try to pay those off over time. There's also other ways to do things like a consolidation or a refinance. If you do a refinance of your student loans, you'll get a new loan with a higher original credit limit, and then you'll really just need to focus on making sure that when you're making payments, that you are also making payments towards your principal. That way your balance actually goes down, versus just making your minimum and the interest is going to end up being maybe the same or more. So this is essentially what we do for all of our clients. So if you're part of our credit repair service, we're going to do this for you. But if you're not, this is something that you can do on your own, just to help yourself get in line with usage and utilization and all of that. If you have any questions, you can always schedule a free consultation. There should be a link for my link tree where you can actually book a call, and we can go ahead and see what we can do for you.